Хөрхөн охид trap сонсон trap сонсон trap донсон түүний сонсдог хөгжим дур булаан даадаж дуулан дур булаа мууруулаа.
Yo, what's up, people? Adam Hunter here, bringing you a great podcast. I got 3 great guests today. I have Gurdarshan, St. Lion Mangat, who's a 1FC fighter. He's 15-2. Dude started fighting when he was 22 years old. He was like 22. He was an accountant. He's like, you know what? I want to become a fighter. And now he's one of the best guys in the world. The best pound for pound Indian fighter in the world. How cool is that? It's not Russell Peters. It's Gurdarshan Mangat. I hope I didn't just butcher his name, but the guy is awesome. He came to my show in Vancouver. Just this nice guy with his wife, and I was like, I'm a fighter. I didn't know who he was. And now I know who he is now. The dude's he's a beast, and he's got a great story. We also have Isaac Vallie-Flagg, a guy who was a year ago arrested for heroin and drugs, and now he's killing it in bare knuckle boxing. 3-0 in bare knuckle boxing. He was in the UFC. He was in Strikeforce. He is a man on a mission. He just stopped Melvin Gillard in BKB last Saturday night. He's awesome. Isaac Vallie, he's 41, and he's in the best shape of his life, and he's killing it. We're going to talk to him, as well as a guy who I think is going to be the millionaire. He's going to win it. Muhammed DeReese. They call him Mo Muscle, and he won his fight, and now he's in the tournament in the PFL to win $1 million. And you're getting this podcast because you endorsed me on Rockfin, ROKFIN, /Adam Hunter, Rockfin. They've been really good to me. So if you enjoy the podcast and the extra stuff, tell everybody. Go to adamhunter.com or tell everyone that on Twitter, Instagram, that you're getting some good stuff on Rockfin. And I'll keep making podcasts, and I'll keep doing it because you guys are awesome. And I love my fans, and I love the fighters, and I love my dog, and I love my daughter, and my wife, and my 3 cats, and just a lot of love going on today. So thank you guys so much. Take care, and let's get to the podcast. First, we're going to talk to Muhammed Mo Muscle DeReese.
All right, I'm talking to Mo Muscle, Muhammed DeReese. How are you?
Oh, good. You already know it's Mo Muscle.
Oh my God, you wrecked that guy. You went right through him.
Yeah, man. You know, he was looking at me kind of crazy during the weigh-ins and stuff, and then he just when we was in the cage, to me it seemed like he was like really overconfident that he was going to win, and that just pissed me off even more.
Now he kicked you in like the nuts, and then right afterwards went charging at you, which is not cool at all.
Yeah. Usually, say people dap you up, like, yeah, my bad, or something like my bad or something before, you know what I'm saying? But he just come running at me like, oh, he smelled blood or something, and I had to Spartan kick him in the chest.
I was super impressed, and then you just got him out quickly. You just were like, all right, enough of this. Was it kind of like enough of this shenanigans? Like, get out of here?
Yeah, man, I didn't want to. We've been planning, man. Me and my coaches planned on going there, and we wanted the first round finish. Even throughout the whole first part of the fight, my coach kept telling me to work my way in and let them hands go, and I just had to figure out my range with him. And then, like, when he came running at me, he pretty much put himself in my range, so it ended up working out for me.
Yeah, well, it was awesome. I mean, you looked super impressive. And even in the Mama's Boy fight, you were winning that fight.
Yeah, exactly, man. I was dominating that fight. And it's just, like I said, that pissed me off too because I got caught slipping, and usually a way that never happens to me. Like, I practice jiu-jitsu all the time. I'm actually leveling up pretty high in jiu-jitsu, and that's like a basic move he caught me in. So, I felt bad, and I felt, so that we had definitely bounced back after that one with a vengeance.
Let me call you back in 1 second because there's like some friction. I'll call you back in 1 second.
Yeah, all right, perfect.
You ever lost to a guy that was so much better than you, or you got to lose that way?
Yeah, like, usually when you lose, you wouldn't actually lose, so when you go in there and you're dominating and then get caught like that, it's like, man, and they building up the narrative, and you can see this man's picture on all the posters and stuff, talking about he's this and that. I'm like, oh my God, like, if I would have won, that definitely would have been me, and I should have won. So they should have had me all over the flyers and stuff. But it is what it is.
Overlooking you, I feel like I mean, and I don't know why. I mean, you were like what? You're now what 9-1.
Yeah, 8-1.
8-1. You were a state champion wrestler. You were a college football player. I mean,
Yep.
these guys are just people are just sleeping on you.
Yeah, and that's good because they can keep sleeping on me, and they're gonna be sleeping in the cage too. So, you know, it is what it is. Sleep all they want because that's what they're gonna be doing.
Now, you did have a loss trying to get onto the Ultimate Fighter to Khalil Roundtree, and you lost to Calvin Tiller. Is it you only lose to black guys? Is it like a
That's what it is, man. It's hard for me to pull it through with my brothers. That's the answer to the question, I guess.
It just seems like maybe they should, because against the Eastern European guys, the Russian guys, you can take them on quickly. Just because you're just very pro-black, so you're like, you know.
I guess that's why I took out Mike Kyle too, because he probably half, so you know that kind of.
Mike Kyle, right.
But no, I don't know, man. Like the Ultimate Fighter, man, is that weight cut killed me. You know, I was already struggling to make light heavyweight, and then finally, you know, and the same thing with that match. I dominated the whole first round, and then I was just so exhausted that I couldn't really do nothing coming out of the second round. He just, you know, he took the opportunity, you know, to get that W. So.
Well, listen, man. Honestly, you know what I like about you, man? You're a nice guy. You're a humble guy. I made that joke about you having a receding hairline, and you retweeted it. So.
Yeah, I was cracking up. I was literally laughing out loud. Not just the LOL. Like I was literally laughing. I was cracking up, dude. I was like, yo, because you made it funny too. You know what I'm saying? The punchline was perfect.
Part of the club, so you know.
The punchline was perfect because you know those jokes get a little old sometimes, but the way you dropped it, it was like perfect. I was dying laughing. I even showed my coach and he was cracking up.
Oh, thank you. Now you came from tough, man. You have 16 siblings.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of.
Your parents didn't know about condoms or pulling out?
Nah, you know they. My dad was an OG pimp. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't pulling out nothing.
Wow, that's crazy. 16 siblings, all by the same woman?
No, I had just two. Each had 8. My mom had 8. Another one had 8.
Okay.
Yeah, just 8.
Wow.
You know.
I mean, your dad's got some incredible. Like he's responsible for like every.
And it's an even number too. It's 8 girls and 8 boys too. I don't know how he did it, but.
Wow, that's and they used to pick on you, right? They used to like make you work for dinner, and you were like the kid that got picked on all the time.
Yeah, well, I was the oldest, but I have one brother older than me. He didn't have the same mom, so we didn't always live together, but we lived together a lot. Whenever we lived together, he would always stay messing with me. You know, when we was really young, he was with me a lot. He's always messing with me, like beat me up and stuff. And so I remember one day I went with my dad. He didn't know what I was talking about. I was like, hey, how if somebody punches you, do I stop it? And my dad was a martial artist. He said, oh yeah, you block punch. So one day my big brother had me on the ground in the full mount, back before we knew what a full mount was. And he went to throw a punch. I blocked, punched him in the nose. He was bleeding. I got up, ran, hid. And then my brother went and told my dad. My dad asked me what happened. I said, I did what you told me. He started cracking up.
That's awesome. Good for you, man. Well, I read that if you win $1 million, you're going to put it back into the community, which is really cool, man. Really cool.
Yeah, man. You know, just the way I came up, man, I saw a lot of people, and even still now, a lot of people who are struggling and stuff, man. And if I can help out, and it's not just giving people money as far as how most people think, oh, I'm just going to go give people a bunch of money. It's more of, you know, we're going to start different programs, some stuff to educate people about how to manage their money, educate people how to, you know, find work and stuff like that, manage their time and stuff, you know what I mean? And
that's really nice, man. I mean, you're a role model. Now, are you married? Do you have kids?
Yeah, my wife, Danielle, been with her for like 7-8 years almost 8 years now. We have 3 children. Joseph is 8, Malik 6, and Ari is 2. You know, so I got my little tribe. It ain't matching up to my pop's tribe, but I got my little clan here.
Nice. And now, is your wife cool with you giving money to the community, or she's like, hell no, you're giving it to me and like the kids?
She's more like, give me a little stank look, like, all right, how much you giving away now? You give me my money first, right? As long as I get mine, I'm good.
Listen, I think you're going to do it, man. I'm putting my money on you because you got now.
Awesome.
You're fighting Jared Rosholt. He's a 4-time All-American wrestler. He's got the most wins ever in Oklahoma State as a heavyweight, but he goes to sleep a lot.
Yeah, he likes to go to sleep. He likes to go to sleep, and you know what I'm saying. That's what we trying to, you know, get that pillow ready, tuck him in the bed. But my brother, I have a little brother who wrestled. He was actually being. I think he was 1 match away from being an All-American. He wrestled 4 years in college, and every summer he used to come home and wrestle me, and he'd never beat me not once. You know, I pinned him on multiple occasions. So, you know, he's always telling me even back then, man, you should come wrestle, man. You can be a national champ. Man, you can come wrestle. You can be a national champ. You know, and I just, you know, I had the football going earlier. And then after that, you know, I was trying to find if I was going to keep playing football. And I just discovered MMA. So, you know, that route wasn't my route. But, you know, wrestling, I've been wrestling. I'm a high-level wrestler. You know, a lot of people sleep that. So I hope, you know, he comes in. I know, like I said, I know how to wrestle. I know how to fight. I know as a wrestler what I was uncomfortable with, and you know, and he's definitely a good wrestler. We're not going to try to give him his game. We're going to make him our game.
Now, I read that you would have made possibly in the NFL, but you had a groin injury. Do you think that's what this guy was going for? He had known that, so that's why he kicked you in the
Probably. I didn't look at it that way, but maybe he did his research, and he did his research on me.
Well, listen, Mo Muscle, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Mo Muscle. You can find me on Facebook, Muhammed Mo Muscle DeReese, or Muhammed DeReese official fighter page. I'm all over the place. Mo Muscle is the name. You already know how we do. Mo Muscle, don't tussle. You end up in the body bag. No duffel. That's how we do it.
I love it.
Your boy.
When you rap it, when I do. So thank you. You're the best, and have a great rest of the week, man.
I appreciate it, man. Love y'all. Shout out to everybody in Cali. Trying to get out there soon.
Please let me know when you do.
Definitely will.
Thank you, Mo Muscle. Now, let's talk to Gurdarshan Mangat. Saint Lion, they call him. 15-2 in the 1FC on a 6-fight winning streak. The man, the myth, the legend. Let's talk to him.
Pound for pound, best Indian fighter in the world. Gurdarshan Saint Lion, how are you?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
Good. I met you in Vancouver. You came to my comedy show. I had no idea that you were like royalty, man.
No, I ain't royalty, man. I just keep to myself and do my thing, man.
Dude, you're 15-2. You're at 1FC. You're on a 6-fight winning streak. You're killing it, man.
Yeah. Well, at that time I hadn't even made my debut. I just signed with them that time when I came to your show. But this year's been pretty crazy, man. But you were still at that point like 11-2 or 8-1 or something, right? Yeah. I think I was 13-2 still. So yeah. Yeah, man, you're doing really well. I mean, you're getting up there to the point where you're actually going to be like the main guy at 1FC pretty soon. That's the plan, man. I'm taking all the million people from around the world, all the Indians around the world with me, and I'm hoping that one is the place where I pull it all off, man. And by the way, I'm actually opening for Russell Peters this week. Friday and Saturday. So I'm going to tell him all about you. Oh, well, I was just talking to him yesterday. We talk all the time. I was just talking to him yesterday. Sure. When I go out to Las Vegas to do my training camps, I stay at his house. That's the reason I'm able to do my camps in Las Vegas now, is because he lets me stay at his home. So I've done 2 camps now. To drop his name and look cool in front of you. No, I'm all the Indians stick together, bro. No, I was reading about you, man. I had no idea that you were like a 21-year-old like accountant, like nerd guy, and you're watching TV, and then all of a sudden you see Rich Franklin, and you're like, I can do that, and then you became a fighter with no training. Yeah, no training, dude. It was 22. I was finishing up my last year and a half in accounting. I moved up to Vancouver to become a full-time accountant. I came on scholarships, and I had no aspirations of becoming an athlete in any type of sports or anything. I was just trying to get a safe financial job where I can pay my bills and just live average, I guess. And accounting was the best way to stay out of trouble and still be able to build a life. And that's kind of the mindset I was kind of given, I grew up with, was just to, get financially stable, because my parents are first generation from India and stuff, and their only goal is make sure their kids are stable and stuff. And that's usually the mindset that we grow up with. And only to move to Vancouver, and I realized when I finally got an opportunity to think on my own and kind of build myself from nothing, and realized, man, I actually do have dreams. And little did I know that MMA would be the way that I go, though. So what did your parents say when you told them, hey, I'm actually gonna drop out of college, or like I'm gonna drop my job? It wasn't good, man. It wasn't good. It wasn't even good for the first 5-6 years, because I literally went from knowing that my life was kind of figured out to
literally having $5 in my pocket because I basically had gone down this MMA road, and you know as well as I do that as an amateur you make no money. It's more investing in than you get anything else. You don't get paid as an amateur fighter. Then even turning pro, you're barely making anything. I was making $500 a show, and training camps, you know, cost hundreds of dollars and stuff. And then I had made the move to Montreal to go train at TriStar Gym, so I moved out there. And over there, I was paying rent and stuff, and checks started to bounce, stuff started going into overdraft, and just everything kind of fell apart. Inside the gym, the training was just amazing. Outside the gym, it was just, life was just, had fallen to hell, where like getting punched in the face was almost the best thing because it would let me forget for that hour and a half that there were so many issues waiting outside the gym. But as soon as the training session was over, this heavy anxiety would just kind of take over me, and I knew there were so many other issues outside, and it was probably the toughest 4 or 5 years at that time. Plus, whenever I would get on the phone with my parents, I couldn't tell them that, listen, like, I'm this deep into this and I've fallen apart this much. Like, they were having to tell lies to people too, right? There's no Indian parent that really wants to be like, listen, my kid was going to become this good, successful accountant. Now he's becoming a professional cage fighter. Like, at that time, MMA wasn't even really accepted. This was like 2009 where MMA wasn't even legal in Vancouver yet. So I was always having to jump over the border and go fight in small towns in Washington to even get fights in and stuff, and in high school gyms and stuff. So it wasn't already accepted by a lot of people, let alone the Indian community, let alone my family. So I was fighting an uphill battle from day one and just trying to keep to myself and just trying to fight through it, that I wasn't going to walk away from this. But there was a lot of days when my suitcase was packed, it was sitting by the door, and I was ready to catch a flight home and just be like, listen, I gave it a shot. Let's go back to the secure way of life now.
When do they finally come around?
Or have they finally came around? I don't even know when they fully came around. I think all they ever wanted was to me be able to take care of myself and know that, now I have a wife, I'm married, and I'm able to provide, right? And me and my wife, we work together, and we're able to, we also run a group home in our home, so we work with high-risk youth. We got 2 kids that live with us in my home.
Oh, wow.
So we do a lot of community work, and plus I was able to allow me to do training camp. So I never wanted to do a job that was just to do a job. I want to do something where I could do change, where I could make change in the community at the same time. And if you ever come to our house, it's probably one of the most dynamic, I call it the real full house. It has the most dynamic characters in it. It has, we got high-risk youth that have a lot of personality and kids that come from a lot of different backgrounds, a lot of troubled ways. And then you got my wife who comes from a different culture. I come from a different culture.
Yeah, your wife was super hot when I met her. Yeah, good job with
that. So my wife is Hindu and I'm Sikh, so that's 2 different parts of India. So when I came with the idea that I was going to marry this woman, that didn't go over well either because there's so much
So you say your parents, hey, guess what? I'm not an accountant, and now I'm marrying Indian, and I'm a big Indian.
That's exactly how they summarize it all up. They're like, you have nothing but stress stuff in our life. But now look, I stuck to my ways. I made I'm financially okay now. I have an amazing wife that supports me, and I think my parents love her more than they love me. I'm in 1 championship now, and it always it's always nice to reflect now. Obviously, there's going to be more challenges ahead that I'll probably reflect to this time. But it just lets me know that, listen, man, there's a lot of storms you got to go through, but stuff always kind of eventually will pass, and that strength that you gained during that time will come in handy at this moment. So
I love it.
A lot of years.
You do. One time I was on stage one time, and I asked the girl, I'm like, oh, are you Indian? She goes, I'm Sikh. And I said, I hope you feel better. The crowd, thank God she laughed. Otherwise, it would have been really awkward. But that's really great, man. So when's your next fight?
So far, this year is probably the most active I've been. I've already got 2 in. There's a chance. I think there might be 1 more in November, hopefully Singapore. Right now, I'm just kind of the one thing is I would go away to Vegas to do my camps and stuff, and then I go finish off my training camps at Tiger Muay Thai over in Phuket. So altogether, since I've done 2 fights already, I've been home with my wife for 7 weeks of this year.
Oh my God!
Now, she's been fully supportive, but we're fully. we're apart a lot of the time.
Well,
so
let me know if we're just saying, like, hang out with her because she's very hot.
Yeah, okay, bro. Yeah, so we're trying to make up for lost time right now, but she's in Montreal right now, and I'm over here in Vancouver, so it's like, you know, we're barely, we try to make time when we can, and she'll be back soon, and then, yeah, like everybody, we're just trying to catch up on all that family time we missed on, because when I'm in Vegas, she needs to hold it down here for me. Her family lives in Montreal.
And I thought you train with, like, GSP, you train with Frankie Edgar, you train with some of the best. Who's the best guy you ever trained with?
I'm going to have to say Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse. Wow.
Yeah, Mighty Mouse, but there's so many, like, it depends on, like, there's so many different types of good fighters, I like to say. Obviously, one of the first big fighters I ever met, and the reason I moved to Montreal was to train at 5-Star Gym, and George St. Pierre was there, and this is the guy that I almost modeled myself around. The guy, like, when I started learning about MMA fighters, he was one of the first people after Rich Franklin, and just knowing that we had a very similar background coming up, like, you know, being picked on and just meeting him, like, just knowing I had posters all over my wall and then walking to the gym and this guy being there. That was one of those moments that, like, I don't think I've been starstruck since, because that was kind of that pinnacle for me. Then meeting, like, guys like Vitor Belfort, who I have a very personal kind of story with, and then just getting an opportunity to train with guys like Mighty Mouse and stuff like that, and just then in Vegas, like, you know, it's like the mecca of fighters out there, so I'm training with a lot of different guys at Extreme.
Who was the total dick to you?
Everyone.
Who was the guy that you were like, can't wait to meet you? And the guy was a complete. Was it Dylan Dennis?
Dylan Dennis was all right, because I've met Dylan. Like somebody that was an alpha, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't want to name.
I'm just kidding. I'm just I'm just messing with you, man.
But there's a few people who brought up the same name. If I drop the same name, and he's a
I'm sure.
known UFC fighter.
They kind of tell me all the time about guys who just want to do their own camps, or like they won't tell you what they're doing, or they go too hard.
Yeah.
But that's every job, right? Every job's got like one of those.
Yeah.
Well, so where can people find you? On Instagram and Twitter, Facebook, where?
I'm very active on Instagram and stuff like that. I like to at St. Lion, SAINTLION, St. Lion. So I'm always posting stuff. I'm always interacting with fans. That's one of the biggest things that I try to do, because, like, you know, I'm just a normal kid at the end of the day, and anybody that kind of I'm trying to make as many people part of the journey. It's not like I want people to discover me when I've made it to a certain spot. I want people to see that, listen, these are the everyday struggles. This is what it takes. I've come from this, and you can just to inspire the next generation of whatever they're chasing. And,
well, you inspire me, man. Honestly, like, I was talking.
You inspire me, man. I pull up your stats sometimes just to get a good laugh, man. I love that you go after random fans in the crowd when they echo. You did that at the show. You did that at the Vancouver show.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
And some girl had a birthday or something, and you just tore apart. That was awesome.
Well, thank you for your time, man. I'm going to follow you, keep following your journey, and God bless.
Definitely. And tell Russell I said hi, man. Enjoy yourself there. So where are you guys performing?
We're doing Mississippi. We're doing Biloxi, Mississippi on Friday, and then we're doing the MGM in Maryland on Saturday.
Hey, okay. Awesome, man.
Oh, take care,
awesome. Thank you, man. Thank you. All right, bye.
See, parents, if your kid says he wants to drop out of school or not be an accountant and wants to be a pro fighter, listen to him. Give him a shot. Look at this dude. 15-2. Killing it. He takes in kids, foster kids. A nice guy. Great guy. Role model. All right? Just overall incredible person. All right, let's talk to another guy who I like a lot. Isaac Vallie-Flagg. Fresh off his stoppage of Melvin Gillard in bare knuckle boxing on Saturday night. This dude is the truth. Let's talk to him.
Isaac Vallie-Flagg, who killed it on Saturday night, bare knuckle boxing. You're now what, 3-0?
Yeah, 3-0. 3-0 with, against a really game opponent now too.
Yeah, Melvin Gillard, and you guys were like best friends. Did you train together? Or was this over like some kind of roommate nonsense? What, did you not pay rent or something?
Yeah, we used to live together. There was a point in time when a lot of guys at Jackson's lived at the house that I owned, and Melvin was one of them. Leonard was another one too, But so we lived together. We know each other really well, and I kind of figured that was going to make for an even better fight, honestly.
Yeah, no, you guys are super respectful. Now, were you surprised that he quit?
No, man, I know Melvin's hand was hurting bad. I felt like I was doing I knew the first round was going to be not, he was going to come out throwing hard and trying to finish me. But I honestly, the plan was to make him quit in the fourth round anyway. And he just didn't answer the bell for the fourth round. So am I surprised? I don't think I'm surprised because I always want to make people quit. It's kind of my style is to grind and finish. I'm not like a Mike Tyson one-punch knockout guy, but I will make somebody quit, Did
you see a picture of his hand afterwards?
Oh, dude, it's bad, like blown up really bad. So he broke it pretty good.
His hand looks like he has like 5 boners on each finger. Each finger has
I know.
And then it's just, it's insane. His hand looks like a thigh. That's how bad it looks.
Yeah, right?
Oh, my God. Now, did you see that during the fight, can you see how bad his hand was?
I stopped you a little bit. You there, Adam?
Yeah. During the fight, could you see, like, how bad his hand was?
Well, no. So I saw him shake it out at one point, and I kind of figured he hurt it. But you never know how bad it is until a couple rounds in. I think by that point, or maybe the next round, I broke my hand too, and luckily I didn't feel it till after the fight. Or I knew I did something to it, but I didn't feel it till after the fight. And but I had no idea how bad his hand was.
Oh my God! Now that was a really good fight. Melvin Guillard is a tough guy. I didn't realize he was younger than you.
Yeah.
So many fights.
I'm an old man. I'm like he's old in the sport. I'm just old.
Dude, we're both 41, and I was like, when I said you were 41, I'm like, I cannot imagine doing what you're doing at 41. That's crazy.
I still love it. Like we've talked about, I've missed some opportunities in the past due to some stuff, and I just want to take full advantage of my skills while I still have the youth to do it. And I know 41 seems old, but it's youthful enough to still take advantage of some things,
Oh my God! Now, it was awesome. I was so proud of you. I was so happy for you. I think that you have the best comeback story in sports in the last 2 years. And like we said, like a couple of years ago, there was like a warrant out for your arrest, and you got arrested for robbing a bank, and now here you are, beating people up in bare knuckle boxing, doing undefeated. You should be so proud of yourself, man.
Yeah, that the big thing is that I was just talking to a guy on Twitter who has some similar stuff, and just telling him, there's the outward stuff that I post about, but just the kind of where I'm at in my life kind of thing with the ability to be doing what I'm doing, considering where I was a year and a half ago, is really awesome, man. It really is kind of like I hate using the word blessing, but it's a blessing without beating that term to death, No,
it's awesome, man. You should be so proud of yourself. Now, does your wife and kids, do they come to the bare knuckle boxing events?
No, my wife hates it. She still doesn't understand why I was doing it. She thought one was going to be like getting it out of my system, and then I kind of fell in love with it. And now she's just like, I'm not going to any of your fights. I'll watch them at home, but it is what it is. She still supports me, but she doesn't understand it, which is whatever.
Come on, this is like, first of all, there's an argument that it's safer than like MMA. Right?
It's safer than MMA, but that's still saying that's like, what's better, cutting yourself with a knife or a box cutter,
Right. Well, meth is safer than crack, so there you go.
Yeah, right. So, same kind of argument. What's better, being an idiot or being a bigger idiot,
Now, last time we talked, the guys over at Greg Jackson, there was some hard feelings. You had a rough out with them. Have you guys made up? Is everybody cool?
I've talked to some of the guys over there, and I don't know if it's rough. I think they're more shock than anything, and some repair that I have to do, and I've done some of that, with some guys, but just like anything, it's kind of like 10 years in, 10 years out kind of a thing. It's going to take just as long to repair some stuff as it is to damage it. So, I'm good with it. I know nothing happens right away. I mean, just like anything else in life, and that's kind of one of the lessons of fighting, right? Like, you teach kids how to wrestle, and more than anything, if you're not dedicated to something, whether it's wrestling or you're, in my case, recovery or school or whatever, you're not going to get better at it. And it's this.
Yeah, but come on, man. If they could forgive John Jones for all of his shenanigans, they could do it too.
I'm sure they would. They will. I mean, it's a lot of it is. I just haven't gone back around just because it's I've been super busy but I've seen a lot of guys, and they're I don't think there's as many hard feelings as I like to think there is in my head, kind of, but it is what it is.
Now, how do you train bare knuckle boxing? I mean, do you have the wraps off and do you just punch with the wraps on?
No, I do the same stuff that I would for boxing because your hands are important, but then you do some fist conditioning stuff and obviously, like, when we're working the clinch, which I think is one of the things that you don't work as much in boxing, but that was one of my favorite places in MMA, and I think you saw it this weekend. So there is some differences, but boxing is boxing is boxing, and we do a lot of boxing and then work some clinch stuff.
It's awesome. I mean, I honestly, I watched UFC Saturday night, and then I watched bare knuckle boxing, and I hate to say it, I was more entertained by bare knuckle boxing on Saturday night.
Yeah, man. I mean, good. I mean, like, nothing against UFC. I love MMA, but good, because it's good to see the sport grow.
I did feel kind of bad for Leonard Garcia. He got steamrolled.
Oh yeah, man, that was hard. I love Leonard, man. He's a great dude. He's a friend of mine, and that was really, really hard to watch. Hats off to Jim for the win, but it's hard watching a buddy lose like that.
Now, it doesn't look like he's in the best of condition. Is that on purpose, or?
You mean conditioning wise? Well, he's.
I mean, he looks like he has like back. I remember when he had like a 6-pack, and now he looks like he's kind of like a mini Daniel Cormier.
Well, he went up a weight class, so he's fighting at 10 pounds heavier than he used to.
Right.
Leonard's fighting weight class was 145 back in the day, and now he's now he's doing 55, 65 pounds. So, there's going to be a little bit of pudge. I think that I have a little bit of pudge, but just the boxing cup covers it up, luckily.
Got it. Now, who do you like this week? Who do you like, Daniel Cormier or Stipe Miocic?
Did they fight this weekend, or is that this weekend coming up?
That's this Saturday night.
I like both guys personally. I like Miocic. He's a good dude. So is DC. They're both super good athletes. It's man, DC, you can't. I mean, Miocic is really good, and so is DC. And I, every time, I think DC just always usually proves people wrong. And I hate calling it against Miocic because he's a good dude, but I think DC is going to win.
I don't know, man. I think that maybe Miocic overlooked the guy's punching power in the first one, and then now he's prepared. I don't think he thought he could really hurt him in the first, and then he did. He obviously knocked him out. But I think it's going to be a different Stipe this time.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, like I said, I think Stipe is a great athlete and a good dude, and I'd like to see him. I mean, I like watching him win just because he is such a good dude. DC's just, DC's just DC. I mean, the dude's, other than John Jones, who seems to be his kryptonite, the dude's a beast.
Was there anybody that you thought that you were like, this guy can't hurt me, and then he just rocked you?
No. I always go in thinking this guy's going to hurt me really bad, and then it's not as bad as it seems. I'm like, man, I'm going to go to the hospital probably. This is stupid, and then it's not nearly that bad. That was the case with Melvin, honestly, too.
Who's the best guy you ever fought? Was it Yves Edwards?
Yeah, I would say Yves. There's hard punchers, and then there's good fighters, and Yves is probably the best fighter I fought. I admire Yves to this day because of the fighter that he is. He's still one of my all-time favorite fighters and people. So I think Yves is the best fighter. I think I've got beat by guys who aren't as good as Eves, but Eves is the best fighter I fought.
And that's including Takanori Gomi.
Yeah, Gomi's yes, for sure. I think I would beat Gomi if we fought again. Like I said, I was in a bad way when we fought Gomi. I'm not trying to make excuses, but I think I would beat him if we fought again. And Eves is a pimp.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Now, also this week, Anthony Pettis is fighting Nate Diaz.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. Pettis seems to be like at 170. Seems to be killing it. I like that matchup just because it's Diaz and Pettis. I like both. I like watching both the Diaz's fight. A lot of people don't like the trash talk, but I like their attitudes going into a fight. I mean, those guys are fighters. I think Pettis has a ton of tools that Diaz might not have. And it seems to be like he's got like a new fire in him. So I think Pettis is gonna take that one.
Wow. All right. So, also, Derek Brunson is taking on Ian Heinisch. You know Derek Brunson?
Oh yeah, I love Brunson. That's my homie. So I'm always pulling for Brunson no matter what.
He's fighting a guy that was actually this guy Ian Heinisch. He got arrested for having like 15 pounds of ecstasy on him. But he fled the country, ended up in Europe, and then the family took him in. He was homeless, and he was dealing coke to Colombia in his asshole and little balloons, and then he ended up going to this Turkish prison or something, or some prison where he became captain of the wrestling team in prison, and then they got mad because he was an American, so then he became captain of the kickboxing team. And they kicked him out of the country. He went back to the U.S., got arrested at Rikers, was about to get beat up by a bunch of gangs, and then his mom bailed him out of prison. So he's a guy fighting.
Yeah, that guy. That's probably he's got one of the I have a fairly crazy story, but I've never been to a Turkish prison. So that dude is that's fucking something else, man.
Did you have
who's been
Go on.
I mean, I've got some real fucking crazy shit stories, but anytime that you're in a Turkish prison, that wins no matter what, hands down, right?
How long were you actually in jail for?
Just for a few days. So
anybody mess with you there or no?
No, I always keep to myself. I actually broke up a fight in jail. I'm like the guy who outside of fighting, I'm trying to break up fights. I'm like the can't we all just get along guy.
I like it. Also, Rafael Santiago is taking on Corey Sandhagen.
Yeah, that Sandhagen kid is super tough, right? He's the one who got caught in an armbar and got his arm broken in 16 places and kept fighting a while ago or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. That being said, Rafael is he's a stud, and I think Rafael. I've always liked Rafael and liked his style. Rafael is another guy who I think is we haven't seen his full potential, or it seems like he hasn't gotten to his full potential, but I think he wins for sure.
And then your girl, Jody Escobar, is fighting too.
Yeah, always pulling for Jody. She's a great fighter. She's super tough, and she's got really good stand-up. So hope to see Jody pull that one out.
Now, when your wife and you were in a fight, she was mad at you for all that stuff you were on drugs, this and that. Any girls at the gym, would any of them see you at your weak point and try to come on to you?
No, I'm too ugly and too loyal to my wife. So I'm not that guy.
Oh, okay.
I think I got lucky enough with my wife that I don't want to fuck that up.
All right. So none of the groupies came out of the woodwork and they're like, hey, listen, we know it's not going right. Maybe if you want a blowy to make you feel better.
Yeah, no.
All right. So also September 7th in Abu Dhabi, Khabib is taking on Dustin Poirier.
Yeah, man. Khabib is Khabib, but I like Dustin. Dustin's such a good dude, and I know he works his ass off, and he's so confident in himself, that I just want to see him win just because of the kind of person that Dustin is. You know, the dude's a super, super good dude. Like the stuff that he's doing with that Diamond, I think it's called Diamond Foundation or whatever. I mean, just the stuff that he's doing, the dude's just awesome, you know. So I hope, you know, Khabib's a stud, but I really hope Dustin wins.
And then September 14th, we got Donald Cerrone versus Justin Gaethje.
Yeah, I'm always pulling for Donald. Always. I don't care if it seems like a bad pick, but I'll never pick against Donald.
Now, did you kind of feel like you were awkward in the middle, like when that stuff was going on with Cerrone and the gym, or were you already out of the gym when all that stuff happened?
I was already out of the gym, so, you know, it's a bummer to watch it happen, though, because Donald's always been a strong part of the gym no matter what, and it sucked to watch it happen, but, you know, I'm always Team Donald no matter what. Nice. And then who do you want to fight next in your bare knuckle boxing? I'll fight, man, anybody at 55 or 65. There's some, you know, that I know Jason Knight was supposed to fight Leonard and he got injured, so maybe if he gets better, I'd like to fight him just because I think that'd be a fun matchup. Yeah, it's a good fight. What about the guy that just beat Garcia? Yeah, I'll fight Jim. I mean, again, like I said the other night after my thing, I'll fight anybody at 55 and 65 besides Leonard, you know. I feel like I'm really built for this bare knuckle stuff, you know. I just came out, I mean, I just fought one of arguably the hardest punchers who was, you know, in the sport of MMA for a while at our weight, and he didn't do anything to me, and he was trying to, you know. I mean, he was trying to knock my head off in the first round, and he couldn't. So, you know, I'll fight anybody bare knuckle right now. I feel like it's a sport for me, and whoever's out there, bring it, you know. Have you ever been rocked in a fight or knocked out? No, I think Takanori Gomi came close to like he made the world kind of start to come in, get small, and then come back. You see me, I give him the thumbs up after he did it to me in the fight, and that's the closest I've come to being, I think, hurt. So, wow. You know. So like your head's made to this. Yeah, I mean, I got a thick, like, Cro-Magnon head or something. I don't know. That one punch was insane on that bare knuckle card. The fight, like, I think it was right before yours. Yeah, that Caleb Harris kid, he dropped a Hawaiian kid. I mean, like, dirty. Oh my God! I mean, that guy was hurt like from the get go, from the jump. That kid was just not all there. But then he just that was one of the craziest knockouts I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, that was bad, man. That was like, you know, I watched that kid. He was cutting a lot of weight, and I wonder how much of that had to do with how dirty the knockout was. But it was like, that was one of those knockouts that, like, you never recover from, you know? Oh my God. Yeah, it was, and he was knocked out before he even hit the ground, and he got knocked out like 6 times before that. I was wondering maybe the refs just stopped this because it didn't seem like it was even competitive after a certain point. Yeah, you know, I didn't see the whole fight because I was in the back warming up, but like that was after seeing the fight. So that kid was in my locker room and they brought him back, and I was like, get him the fuck out of here, because he was still like, I mean, he was still didn't know where he was in the locker room and all kinds of shit. And I just felt bad for the kid, you know. Oh God, yeah, that was rough. That was rough. That was rough. Yeah. Well, you know, we all know what we sign up for, and that's a possibility every time, you know. But you're getting paid well for this. You're happy. You're having fun. Yeah, I especially wouldn't be doing it if I wasn't having fun. Because fuck, Jesus, this is a brutal sport, you know. No, I mean, you're sober. You're having fun. You're doing well. You're a role model. Your kids love you. Your wife loves you. The fans love you. Yeah, I mean, that's... Any more T-shirts? Because I think I like Warrior Ike for president. It's like way out. I know. I think we're gonna start doing some more I Like Ike shirts, or maybe doing some other ones. Maybe Ike bare knuckle boxing. You got to do like an Ike BKB shirt. Well, yeah, we might do like a Iron Ike thing. I guess I got like iron. So I love it. Iron Ike. Oh, I would rock the fuck out of that, dude. Oh man, that'd be great. Cub gave me that moniker a while ago, and it seems like it sticks with the kind of hard head that I have, so I think we're going with Iron Ike. Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. You know what's good about this, though, is that, like, you're doing bare-knuckle boxing, your wife hates it,
You could be like, I could be doing meth right now, or heroin.
Yeah.
You know, like, you set the bar so low. This is great.
You want this or heroin? Come on, take your pick.
Yeah, right? I mean, you could be like, at least I'm not doing heroin. I mean, right? I mean, that's you know, that's good.
Yeah, right. God, my wife's a goddamn saint, man.
Oh yeah. Kiss your wife, dude. Kiss her.
Yeah, I will for sure. But we joke about that shit all the time because it I mean, like we make fun of it. At this point, it's like it's not a funny. The whole thing isn't funny, right? But I mean, like if you can't laugh at it sometimes, then fuck. I mean, you can just think about how serious it is. So
what's the point? Right, you have to laugh at it.
Yeah.
Don't take yourself too seriously. Just
yeah.
and know that you came out on the right side. I mean, look at you. You're clean. You're sober. You're kicking ass.
Yeah, and she likes that part. She's loving it. So it's you know. So there's always like, hey, I could always be doing meth and heroin. You take your pick of.
I love it. Well, thank you for doing the show. I will talk
Thanks
to you
for having
soon.
me on, Adam.
You're the best, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye.
Kurkum trap sonsen Trap sonsen trap donsen Түүний сонсдог хөгжим дур булаан Даадаж дуулан дур булаа мууруулаа